Hi, my name is Joel Wallace. This is my presentation for the Module 4 for the KISA project. I'm a fifth grade teacher at an elementary school in Salina, Kansas. When I was able to sit down with my principal and have this conversation over where we were at in these different parts of the KISA, it was very much more of a dialogue to where we were discussing, and we kind of came to agreements on where we thought we were at. We weren't in complete agreement on some of these, but we were able to dialogue about it and just kind of discuss it. Starting off with what I think we were strongest at, relationships, I would put us at a level of modeling. That's definitely what I think is my school's biggest strength, is the amount of time and effort we put into building up relationships on all levels. I feel like the staff, amongst ourselves, we've just developed really, really strong relationships to where we work well as a team and things like that. With the students, we spend a lot of time really building those up. We feel like, or one of our school philosophies is that you have to build up those relationships to have a more impactful and hopefully effective interaction with the students. Even with the families, I feel like we do a really good job. I'm on the family involvement committee, to where we get to plan all sorts of events throughout the year that families get to come in and participate, whether it be academic or even just a fun social evening. We do a lot of different things like that. So as far as communities go, that's something that we do spend some time with. We do invite members of the community into our school. Maybe not as much as we would hope. Maybe we could find more and more that we're trying to, but overall, definitely felt we were modeling with relationships. Relevance, I put us more in a transit, or when I discussed with my principal, we kind of more put it in a transitional state. Some of the curriculum, we're implementing some brand new stuff that is taking some time to get used to and things like that. Instructional and student engagement, that's something we definitely spend a lot of time focusing on and making sure we're adequate and at good levels to where we are, is our level of instruction effective? Are the students actually being engaged in the materials and things like that? Technology is another one we're kind of transitioning up. I work at a title school, so a lot of low-income families, so we do receive additional funding, and we put some of that in places as far as technology-wise goes. So every year we add a little bit more and more. So that's, again, I said that's kind of transitioning because we are getting better, but we still are kind of working towards a larger implementation. Rigor was the next one I said. Again, I think we're kind of in a transitional state. Professionally, resources, different things like that. I feel like we have some good structures in place. As far as professional development, we offer some really good opportunities throughout the year. During summer, they offer courses throughout the year. Some of the in-services are just within our own school, but then we do have opportunities as well to go to larger trainings and things like that. Data, as far as that goes, that's also transitional. We're kind of trying out some different ideas and different methods of that. The one that I felt like was our weakest, and in talking with my principal, he came to an agreement with me, and we decided on that it was definitely probably implementing. Maybe sounds weird, but I feel like as far as responsive culture, our school and district especially is maybe overly responsive. I've been teaching in the district for 6 years, and I've been in the same position for 5 now, and every year we've made some pretty drastic adjustment or changes to the curriculum or instructional methods or just something like that. And it's been hard sometimes without that consistency of year-to-year things. It's just been a challenge at times, when it comes to the district climate, the leadership, things like that. Like I said earlier, I mentioned how we're kind of implementing new curriculum and things like that. They always seem to want, the newest and best, which is good. We do want the best, but it's hard to really develop and become incredibly knowledgeable with these different materials. At times it's a challenge, and as soon as you get used to it, we kind of, let's start doing something new, and that's just been kind of a challenge, and that's something we're going to work on. When thinking about my principal's leadership style, I said he was an authentic leader. Definitely, he does come to us for our input. He wants this very kind of open and honest relationship with us. he's all about kind of that building up that positivity within our school. He's very pro positivity. I mean, that sounds strange, or not strange, but sounds kind of obvious, but he definitely is always wants to have that positive relationship and to just, get our input on what we think and things. Not that that necessarily is going to, make the decision for the school. I mean, ultimately he does make those decisions, or they come down from the district level, but he does want that openness developed within our school. When talking about areas for improvement, like I mentioned earlier, that responsive culture. And he did understand. I mean, his thought on it was that he just saw these as new opportunities to implement more effective methods. And I did understand that, but at the same time, I was able to, like I said, have that dialogue with them where I just kind of spoke on that. It's really hard when there's so much transition from year to year, and just how it's hard to see if something's really becoming effective if we keep moving on to something new every year, every couple years. And it's not every year we do like a brand new complete math curriculum or a complete reading curriculum, but like for example, math, we've had the same curriculum for a few years now, but then this year some of the schools are starting a new one. My school is starting, part of the year we're going to do a new one, part of the year we're going to do the old. So there's not even a lot of consistency amongst the schools in reading over the last 2 years, this year and next year. So that'll be 4 years total. We are slowly implementing a new reading curriculum as well. So it's just, again, these different methods that are taking time to transition, and they're really hard to adjust to. So the standards, the professional standards I mentioned or tied to this was standard 1, which is mission, vision, and core values. Sometimes I feel like our vision and our mission changes too frequently. So just finding some consistency with that would be ideal. I said for standard number 4, curriculum, instruction, and assessments. The assessments have been somewhat hard since we do transition so much from one curriculum to the next. Every time it seems like we get a few assessments that we really think are effective and very, accurate in student data, we kind of move on to something new, and we have to come up with new assessments and new ways to figure out students' level of achievement. And then I also said level 10 is just school improvement. Of course, I want my school to improve and constantly grow. I mean, if you're stagnant, I know that's not, what you want. You always want to be improving, but how you go about that, I think, needs to be a focus of our schools. So those were the 3 standards that I said tied to just how do we improve that responsiveness to where we are. Being responsive, and, we are adapting, but maybe to a lesser extent, or maybe we just need to be more cautious or just to slow down a little bit. So those were the findings I came up with in relation to the KISA and those 4 R's. So thank you.